There be dragons here. Hello, my friends. CJ here. Thank you for joining me today. Well, the wait is finally over. I ended up watching the live stream for the new expansion for World of Warcraft, and I have to say, I am feeling really good about Dragonflight. It looks pretty cool. I'm getting a lot of Mist of Pandaria type vibes, and I like that. I thought Mist was a really good expansion. It was different, but it was good. And so I'm kind of feeling that in regards to this expansion, especially when it comes to the cinematic. The cinematic, to be honest, it didn't blow me away. However, it was good. I enjoyed it. It feels like a new direction for WoW, and I'm really excited for that. It had kind of the Mist of Pandaria feel to it, which is what I enjoyed. I liked it a lot. So today we're gonna dive into some key features that they had talked about in the reveal. I kind of distilled some things down to just talking points. So I say we just go ahead and jump into it. The new expansion is obviously called World of Warcraft Dragonflight. We're heading to the Dragon Isles, people. It's going to be pretty awesome. There is a new race, which is the Dracthyr. It's a humanoid dragon race. They do have a new class as well. It is the Evoker. And only the Dracthyr can actually be an Evoker, and Evokers can only be Dracthyr. There is a 2 specialization with this class. It's a healer and a ranged DPS. They also wear mail armor, so no more cloth or leather out there. It's just mail, which is pretty cool. Blizzard is classifying this as a hero class, so it means we're going to be starting off at 58 in a brand new starter zone for the Dracthyr, which is going to be on the Dragon Isles. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Now, in regards to the actual class, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if it's something that is going to be, enticing enough for me to leave, like my warrior or my paladin. But I will say that I will check it out. We will do a playthrough on the starter zone on the channel. So we're gonna check it out and see. A new class is exciting. I honestly did not expect a new class, and I didn't really expect a new race either. So pretty awesome there. They do have. The level cap is going to be raised to level 70. And so that's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to get 10 more levels. The Dragon Isles themselves, it's kind of a traditional, expansion. There's going to be 4 leveling zones and then the 1 starter zone. And Blizzard did say that the alpha was going to be coming soon. Now, the alpha is typically for friends and family. Typically also, like some really well-known Blizzard insiders are usually invited to the alpha. So, I actually signed up for the beta this morning. You can actually go on to worldofwarcraft.com and enter for the beta access when it comes out. So I did that, and I would suggest if you guys want to take a look at it, do it. They also mentioned some new changes that they're doing in the systems. They are doing a new UI revamp. It's been 18 years since the World of Warcraft UI has been updated. And it is classic UI. I mean, we all know it, we all love it or hate it, right? But the technology has changed a lot since the UI was created back in 2004. So a lot of people now have bigger monitors, and they wanted to make a UI that reflected these changes. And so the game art evolved over the years. The game art is amazing, but the UI just stayed frozen in time. They didn't really change much to the UI. The Blizzard team wanted to allow players to customize the new UI, so moving things around and adjusting them to fit your needs, I think that's awesome. They did say that they want to, that add-ons are still going to be there, but they want a more customizable UI out of the box, and I think that's fantastic. I look at some UIs in like Star Wars: The Old Republic. I mean, that UI is infinitely customizable. You can move anything and everything, and I loved it. So I'm looking forward to this, and they showed the action bars up above or right underneath the character, and so it looks pretty cool. It's obviously a work in progress, I think, but what they have so far is definitely unique, and they are keeping true to the original UI. It has a lot of charm and personality, and so this new UI is a modern take, on the old one. They're removing the clutter and giving the player more visibility for their gameplay. The new mini map as well and health bars are larger, and the action bars have less framing around them. So they actually look very modern and very clean, which is always welcome. I love that. The team also wanted to bring back the iconic pieces of the old UI in kind of a nice way, as kind of a nod. So, the traditional griffins that we have, they've been updated, and actually the Horde players will have their own version as well. So I think that's pretty awesome. There is an edit mode that will allow players to, like I said, move the elements around the screen. And I think this is awesome. So each of the components in the UI will have, various options allowing you to save, edit, copy, or name it, right? And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to save those layouts by your current spec. And so the UI will automatically change as you change specs. I love that. I think that is fantastic. So that is really cool. The other thing they're talking about was Dragonriding. It's a new skill to be able to ride a dragon that can be leveled up over time. They say, you're going to be able to defy gravity while using your momentum and skills. It looks pretty cool, actually. I think Guild Wars 2 has something very similar, but the dragons that they had there in WoW, I mean, they're doing like, little acrobatic, twists and turns, and very, very cool. If you watch the cinematic, you'll see dragons, just flying up vertically and, doing all these loop-de-loops, and it's pretty awesome. So they wanted to bring that into the game, and I think that's awesome. And then the other thing, too, is the dragons are going to be customizable. So that includes their snout, their horns, tails, armor, spikes, all that stuff. So that is really cool. Like, yeah, I'm just blown away. The other changes that they were doing is the talent system. So back in Mist of Pandaria, we ended up getting the current version of, how we have talents now. So the team really wanted to give players more choice over what their character has. I mean, as you level, you get a new spell or ability that makes you stronger, but that is determined by the designers, right? So there's a new class tree and spec tree. The class tree offers just your class utility, and the spec tree offers things that help you to perform your role better. So I think that's pretty cool that there's two individual, talent trees like that. It's very reminiscent of how the talents used to be back in vanilla through Wrath of the Lich King. And to tell you the truth, I kind of liked those. Every time you leveled, you got a talent point. You would, choose where you wanted to put that talent point. And, it made you feel that you were making some significant changes and, to your character, and that you were slightly becoming more powerful, or, your healing spells were becoming, that much more better or something like that. And so I really like that. And I think it's cool that they're going to be going back to that role. Now, there may be people that don't like it, and that's fine. But they believe that this is something that, that the talents are at that point where they need to be kind of revamped. And then the class tree, let's see. Oh, I already kind of reviewed that. I'm sorry. So picking a spec is going to be an important part of, obviously your World of Warcraft character, right? Because every character has to choose. I mean, if you're playing a paladin, you're going holy or ret or protection. So your spec is kind of your identity in WoW, right? The class tree, though, will have some abilities granted for free to start off of, when you are in the spec you've chosen. And you'll have a point to spend somewhere else in that tree. The team wants to encourage players to make combinations that they've never been able to see before. So it sounds like there's going to be lots of room for flexibility. And of course, the min-maxers are going to be there saying, this is what you have to, to be able to raid efficiently and to do this and that. And that's cool. There's people who love to play the game that way. But there's also a lot of people who enjoy playing the game for fun and just to, kind of build these hybrid specs and, kind of see what they can do. So that should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, and they're also kind of revamping the talent UI itself. So it looks pretty cool. The one example they have, I think, is the Druid talent UI. So it looks pretty interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to, to see more of that. And let's see, you'll also be able to change the talents at the same frequency that you do right now. So they're not like going to be gating or anything like that when it comes to, how many times you can switch talents. So that's pretty good too. And you'll be able to make your talent build, save it, name it, and load it up, whenever you need to. So you don't have to go back and, choose your talents again and, all that stuff. And remember, oh, did I put it here or did I put that there? No, none of that anymore. It's just, build it, you're saving it, you name it, and that's it. You don't have to worry about it again. So I have to say that's pretty awesome. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the professions. So professions in World of Warcraft for me have always been a love them and hate them kind of, situation. But they're really giving the professions a lot of love, it looks like, this expansion. They're going to be doing something where basically you're going to be like a master of your craft. So like if you're a blacksmith, you can be like a master blacksmith, and you will be able to complete work orders. So if someone on the realm or in your guild wants to have something made and say they're not a blacksmith, they can gather up the materials, find a master blacksmith who can make that item, and send the materials over and include some gold or pay a fee or whatever, and it will be taken care of. So I think that's pretty awesome, actually. And my understanding too is that there's going to be a NPC who does that as well. So that should be pretty cool. And then there's some other things in regarding to the professions, like quality. So I think within the professions, there's going to be almost like a little mini game of leveling up how good of like a master you are. So I'm really interested to see more on this. They didn't really go into a lot of it, probably because it's still a work in progress. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, what they do there. So that's just our little recap of what it is. I didn't want to go so super long. I mean, I could literally spend hours talking about this, but if you haven't checked out the cinematic yet, please check it out. It's pretty awesome. I'll leave a link in the description so you can see that cinematic if you'd like. But other than that, guys, I just want to say thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's episode and you want more content from yours truly, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'll see you in Azeroth.